Mr. Speaker, in the summer of 1940, the police arrived at a wedding on Dante Street in Montreal. They were there for one of the guests, Giuseppe Visocchi. The officers who took him away told his family that they just had to speak with him, but he would be able to come right back. He didn't. Within weeks, he was at a prisoner of war camp in Petawawa, wearing a uniform marking him as an internee, with a target on the back and the number 770. It would be another 2 years until Giuseppe came home. 2 années durant lesquelles ces 7 enfants avaient besoin de leur père. 2 années durant lesquelles son épouse ne savait pas comment elle arriverait à les nourrir et à les loger. 2 années durant lesquelles cette mère seule a dû tenir bon sans argent et sans pouvoir demander de l'aide aux membres de la famille puisqu'ils avaient peur des représailles. Mr. Speaker, this is not the story of just one man or just one family. During the Second World War, 31,000 Italian Canadians were labeled enemy aliens and then fingerprinted, scrutinized, and forced to report to local registrars once a month. Just over 600 men were arrested and sent to internment camps, and 4 women were detained and sent to jail. They were business owners, workers, and doctors. They were fathers, daughters, and friends. When the authorities came to their door, when they were detained, there were no formal charges, no ability to defend themselves in an open and fair trial, no chance to present or rebut evidence. Yet still, they were taken away to Petawawa or to Fredericton, to Kananaskis or to Kingston. Once they arrived at the camp, there was no length of sentence. Sometimes the internment lasted a few months, sometimes it lasted years. But the impacts, those lasted a lifetime. Des réputations ont été ruinées, des entreprises ont été démantelées, des familles se sont retrouvées sans moyens de subsistance, des enfants ont été rejetés par leurs amis ou retirés de l'école. Ces histoires, à cause de la honte et de la peur, sont passées sous silence pendant trop longtemps. Pour de trop nombreuses générations, cette injustice a été lourde à porter. When, on June 10, 1940, this House of Commons declared war on Mussolini's fascist regime in Italy, Canada did not also have to declare war on Italian Canadians. To stand up to the Italian regime that had sided with Nazi Germany, that was right. But to scapegoat law-abiding Italian citizens, that was wrong. Monsieur le Président, alors qu'on demandait aux Canadiens de s'unir pour soutenir l'effort de guerre, alors qu'on rappelait aux gens de faire leur part, certains étaient traités comme des ennemis, même s'ils n'avaient commis aucun crime. La politique d'internement était injuste. Elle allait à l'encontre des valeurs qu'on était parti défendre à la guerre. Elle allait à l'encontre des valeurs que les Italo-Canadiens s'enrôleraient pour protéger, malgré le fait que des membres de leur famille avaient été internés dans ces camps. Elle allait à l'encontre des valeurs qui faisaient la force de notre pays, comme l'équité, l'application régulière de la loi et l'égalité dans le système de justice. Des valeurs qui allaient plus tard être inscrites dans notre charte. La façon dont le gouvernement a traité les Italo-Canadiens était inacceptable et ce traitement a causé de réels préjudices. Et pas seulement aux hommes et aux femmes qui ont été internés et à leurs familles, mais aussi aux générations qui ont vécu avec cet héritage de discrimination. Il est temps de faire amende honorable. Mr. Speaker, Signor Presidente, I rise in this House today to issue an official apology on behalf of Italian Canadians, on behalf of the Government of Canada, for the internment of Italian Canadians during the Second World War. To the men and women who were taken to prisoner of war camps or jail without charge, people who are no longer with us to hear this apology. To the tens of thousands of innocent Italian Canadians who were labeled enemy aliens. To the children and grandchildren who have carried a past generation's shame and hurt. And to their community, a community that has given so much to our country, we are sorry. Chiediamo scusa. À tous ceux qui ont été touchés par ce chapitre de notre histoire, nous sommes désolés. Votre famille et votre communauté ne méritaient pas cette injustice. Et malgré tout, malgré ce moment sobre, vous continuez de regarder vers l'avant. I've heard your stories. We have heard your stories. How once your parent or grandparent was released, they worked hard to give back to their country, despite how its government had treated them. Every thriving business these men and women rebuilt, or local charity they started, was a testament to their commitment to Canada. Everyone who became a service member in the Canadian Armed Forces or a representative in government was an example of their dedication to their fellow citizens. What better way to show that the injustice done to them had been a mistake? What better way to prove that they loved the country they had chosen to call home? It would have been so easy to turn their backs on Canada. Instead, they put their backs into building it. That is their legacy, and it is a legacy that lives on today. To everyone who has had the courage to speak up about this painful chapter in our history, to people like Anita, who told me about how her father never stopped loving this country, or Zita and her daughter, who spoke about their family's resilience. You honor your father or grandfather and the kind of person he taught you to be. Aux membres de mon propre caucus, qui ont travaillé sans relâche pour que justice soit rendue à la communauté italo-canadienne, et aux organisations partout au pays qui ont œuvré pour concrétiser ce moment, vous nous faites avancer sur une voie meilleure. Et à tous les Italo-Canadiens qui enrichissent nos communautés, de St. John's jusqu'à Vancouver, de Montréal jusqu'au Grand Nord, vous nous rappelez que la diversité fera toujours notre force. Le courage, la résilience et une conviction inébranlable qu'on est plus fort ensemble. Voilà quelques-unes des valeurs que les Italo-Canadiens ont toujours incarnées. Mr. Speaker, when, almost 80 years ago, Giuseppe came back to his family from the POW camp, he worked hard to build a better life. He bought a house, saw his kids grow up, and taught them to be good, upstanding citizens who loved their country. Courage, resilience, and an unshakable belief that we are stronger together. That was the path he chose, and that is the path we must continue to choose today. La via giusta è stata dimostrata dagli internati e le loro famiglie: integrità, unità, fede e fidelità al Canada. Per questo tutto il Paese è riconoscente. Grazie di cuore. Internees and their families showed the way. Integrity, solidarity, faith, and loyalty to Canada. For this, Our country is ever grateful. Thank you. Merci. Grazie.